The universe breathes. It has been without breath for millennia. And now it breathes, as if trying to remember how. Somewhere in the universe, there's a thump of a heartbeat. Newborns have never seen light before, not without the protection of their mother's skin, and when they see light for the first time, their eyes burn and they scream until their eyes adjust. It's of little wonder then why the first thing that this construct that Theriac has built deep in their lab, with its new senses and mechanical skeleton, screams. Machines whir at the sound of this creature's scream. It stirs and tries to sit. The sound of static grows and grows, a gurgling in the back of its mechanical false throat. And from it, it tries to form some words. Ripples throughout the lab. Like fish in a typhoon, plugs start getting ripped from sockets and panels torn from walls as Theriac watches this new creation that they've seen. The construct sits up from the table, the crystal thumping. It points. A falsified head turns and tries to look at Theriac. He is pulling. Another spark and a blast of electricity erupts around the room, and then the whole room is ripped out and pulled toward the construct. Theriac, you are lifted off your feet and thrown across the room, colliding with the crystal, slamming your head into loose debris, and then you fall unconscious. Theriac, you wake in a medical bed. A slow heartbeat monitor. Pulse is next to you. A Vesk, looking like a gecko, tends to some medical records next to you. Hello there. Oh, please, doctor, please sit. You've been out for quite a few hours, but you're okay. Your lab is a bit of a mess. You scientists always keeping us on your toes. Feel free to sit.
Where is it?
Where is what, dear?
My subject.
All of your animals, they're safely in their cages. There was nothing live found on the scene. I'm not sure myself. I'm just tending here. This is just what I've heard.
It was
Oh no, look at you. You're gonna
And Theriac kind of collapses back onto the medical bed.
You're gonna cause yourself a little tizzy. Sit here, rest. Everything is perfectly safe. Your lab is a bit of a mess, but You're safe now. It's okay. Just a minor head wound, maybe a bit of a concussion. She'll be okay.
Was it a dream?
I'm sure many things are.
And kind of just like slumps back over.
She leaves. You, after a few hours, are cleared to leave. You do have a minor concussion, but it's nothing really to worry about. Everyone has just checked you and you have a small bandage. But after a few hours rest, you are able to get up and move along and free to wander the park as you see fit. Is there anything you would like to do?
Can I go back to my lab?
There's a series of blue line holographic tape across it. There's no one keeping guard as nothing dangerous happened. It just seems like a small experiment gone wrong.
Going to go check the scene to see where the construct went, if it went anywhere.
You walk in. It really does seem like everything got torn out. If it wasn't nailed down, even some things that were, if they weren't so incredibly secure, got torn out of place and flung toward this one center table where you built the construct. There's some minor debris from people rushing in and pulling you out and pulling around random bits to see if there was anything, if there was any creature that you were biohacking that escaped, but after a very short amount of time they concluded no, it was just a random experiment and things happened, and with nobody aside from you now calling the shots on this park, everyone just kind of left you to it. Understood that the doctor is to be left alone in most cases. Pulling aside some broken glass of old beakers and some slightly heavier equipment that takes you a little bit to pull away, you do see the mechanical skeleton of this construct that you have built, with the crystal not heartbeat thrumming, but like you've seen it many times before, sitting in it. It seems your plan to build something that can house this crystal was, in theory, successful. You know how creatures are built, but mechanicals and engineering might need a little extra help.
Theriac looks over the sort of empty husk left behind after the experiment. Looks at it up and down, sees, okay, the implementation of this particular anatomy was not optimized. This could have been improved. Perhaps some system to regulate it. Their mind begins to churn, and spin its gears as they are reminded of Sky. We'll take the crystal out of the body. Take some photographs. Do some very quick, conclusive writing. And we'll call for a live cargo box to place the husk.
A familiar tone, but a slightly updated voice. Of course, Doctor. I would be glad to assist. A voice that you gather is a very neutered Vidar, who over the past 2 weeks you have spoken to occasionally. A group of people with a live specimen box come down. This big, hulking, multi-armed creature with these different, almost like these scales that look like they shimmer like light in petrol. Yeah, all right there, boss. Whereabouts you on the whereabouts the creature then?
This specimen is currently in my laboratory.
Well, all right. Do you want us to pack it into the box? Where are we shipping it to?
We will be delivering this and loading it up onto the Patchwork.
Patchwork. I don't. Alright. I don't know that one, but yeah, sure. You can lead the way. You arrive at your lab. I imagine that you ask them to haul the construct into the live animal specimen box. And you then lead them off to the gateway and the Patchwork. As you arrive, see Scrap. Scrap has seemed to accumulate actually a small crew of random people who are all helping him haul stuff out of the ship and put different things in. Scrap stands on a small lug of cargo boxes, pointing to different people and be like, "Hey, can you take that in? Hey, can we be careful with that? That's actually really expensive. Not like actually, but in personal value. Hey, would you mind just tear it out the wall? I don't care about that. I'll just replace that later." To a bunch of different people.
Good afternoon, Captain.
Ah, friend the founder himself. Hi, Doctor. How you doing? What is in that box?
That
scares me a little. That is a large box there. Yeah.
It is a fairly large cargo container. It currently houses my project, and is like motioning like, yeah, I can't really talk about this in the open.
Kind of like leans down a little and cups his little rat mouth. Does it need like air holes? Can I leave it for like? I just got some work doing aboard, and it's very much a construction site at the minute.
It should not require such a thing. But though perhaps for safety purposes, it would be better if we did leave some.
You got a duck.
It should actually. This is for a live specimen. It should have that already.
That's true. It does. Scrap's like, fuck, no, it has loads of holes. I completely didn't see that. That's me being an idiot. Yep, good.
He puts a little root finger in.
Yeah. Sorry. I Eyes aren't what they used to be.
I'd lose my mind if it weren't attached to my roots. Do you happen to know where the rest of the crew is?
Before we leave, Adun, I think it's very important that Aig and Sky, and they will invite Azam. I don't know if he will agree. But I think we should win something at one of the games in the park.
Oh yeah, I imagine that's where I was spending most of my time, actually.
Very important.
Like, I'm getting as much theme park time in as humanly possible before we leave, while it's on Theory X dime, you know?
I would like, while we're kind of like doing that, I assume lots of things have been won.
Yeah, these are way simpler than Ynet. These are my kind of games, you know? Jumps and shoots.
Not for me. I find these very difficult. Also, I can't talk to many of them. I can't talk to darts.
Oh, are we playing darts? I was imagining, like, arcade games, because weren't we in an arcade a while ago?
No. Darts, pool, it's physical games. Wild Times has a strict no electronics policy.
I'm imagining like carnival games.
Oh, carnival games.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I thought I could just stumbled into like a smoky 1920s casino. I can't speak to any of these.
Well, if it's carnival games, I would have been like, you know these are all a sham, right?
I don't know that. I mean, people win them. I've seen people with bears and whatever that thing with the longish snoot is, but I've seen them.
Yes,
People
it's possible, but unlikely.
Oh, well,
I mean, we can try.
I think we
For
should.
sure, but
Hey, now step right up here. Everyone's a winner here. Don't you worry about it.
you're a
We
liar.
got a
No,
whole-
stop. You know you're a liar.
You not believe me? Do you want to put your money on it? 5 credits, 3 shots, 1 winner. It's gonna be one of us. Either me or you.
Well, it's gonna be you.
If you win-
You know it's gonna be you. Because you're getting paid to say all this.
If you get a ring around 3 of the ducks, you get one of the top row prizes. If you get a ring around one of the penguins, you get one of the middle row prizes.
Tell you what, if you get a ring
the-
around anything, I'll pay to play your game.
Oh well, I'll play that right now with you. Picks up one of the rings, walks on over, and then just places it over because they're behind the little thing. Like, oh, there you go. It seems like I won a prize, and now you need to play.
Well, that was blatant cheating. If we could play by that same rule, then I would gladly pay you 10 credits to play.
Oh, you are driving a hard bargain, but if I show you how to win, then everyone's gonna be winning, eh?
How much were these prizes? 8 credits?
3 credit bargain. If you win one of the big ones.
Listen, I know your shtick. I was a carny for like 2 weeks.
Ah, well, if you feel so good about it, then maybe throw a ring around a duck.
I'm gonna spend the credits and say, Sky, you take him for every duck he has.
That's 10 credits, 6 throws.
But to protect myself from embarrassment, I just want it known that I don't think the odds are in my favor here.
No, it's impossible, and if you should by some miracle win, you should be researched for your magnitude of skill.
We're paying for the fun?
We're paying for the fun.
Hey! That's 1 ring around the roses. That's good enough for a keychain. We got 5 more. Can you beat it?
I
Sky,
know I'm
Sky,
getting
Sky.
cheated, but this does bring me a weird amount of joy, so yeah, I'm gonna try again.
Yeah, you got 5 more. You got 5 more chances.
5 more chances for the 2 of us?
Yeah.
Alright, you go now.
Hey, little lady, come step up to the plate. Come throw it.
Oh, I'm going. Okay, sure. Okay, all right.
You throw it, little ring, choo 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 choo. Little round penguin. You get the. Oh, there you go. That qualifies one of the medium prizes. Hey, can we do any better? We have 4 more. You have 4 more. You guys are quite good at this. One of the medium rows. They point, and the medium rows are like small little plushies, and then like some action figures that look like they've just been like hung up there and just left.
Sky! Come on,
Okay, I'm going for the big prize. I can't wait for a shot to pay 10 credits to win something worth 9.
Oh! That bounced right off the head of one of the duckies. Tough luck, little busy. It seems your friend is a little better shot. Hey, that's okay. We got 3 shots left.
Don't patronize me.
I actually think you'll find you're patronizing me by playing this game.
Get over here. All right, give me that ring.
Aha! So there we go. We got 2 of the small and one of the medium size. We have 2 shots left. Do you guys want to do 1 each? Just throw them at the same time. Shoo! See if you can combine the efforts into one.
Yeah. You want to hold the left side, Ag, and I'll hold the right side?
You know what? Yes.
When you grab the ring, I'm also going to pull you closer and be like, listen, I know I'm trying to turn over a new leaf or something, but I am saying we could totally take this guy out together and then walk away with a whole bunch of prizes. I'm just saying that's an option. We're going to throw the ring and we're going to walk away, but I'm just... Like, if you're down, you could talk me into it, is all I'm saying.
I would not talk you into it, but I will say that absolutely, should you wish to, you could absolutely have a whole cart of stuffed animals and a dead man. But I think we should not do that. I think instead, we should...
Scrap would kill me. We don't have enough room on the Patchwork for a bunch of stuffed animals.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Let's throw.
All right, ready?
You throw impeccably, and you're like looking at that ducky, and you're like, I'm gonna throw a ring around that ducky. Sky, you're like, I'm about to throw this so fucking impeccably, it's gonna be absolutely bonkers. But as you throw, Sky, you get a little buzz of in your pocket, and then as you let go, and you just let go just like a little too late. And then it, ding, it just bounces off the ducky and then rolls around the little penguin.
I thought that would have been really cool, but I recognized that it was highly unlikely.
We paid for the fun. What's my phone? Why buzz? Why buzz?
You look at your phone, and it's a text from Flair. Who says, hey, what's up, Stardust? Me and Keelan just scored a whole bunch of smog wine. The little wink. WUU2. Do you want to hang out?
WUU2. What you up to? Okay.
Another text. IDK where you are. Doe.
I'm going to take a selfie I don't know if I'm allowed to put up the middle finger. It seems too vulgar for the welcome in. But I'm going to take a selfie with the carnival game, looking grumpy, holding up the middle finger. And I text back, just cost me a carnival game. I will report back to you.
It's seen and then it's reacted to with a little thumbs up.
Yo, Ig, do you like smog wine?
I do. I've enjoyed it on occasion.
Okay, somebody can hook us up with some smog wine. So, what do you say we check back in with the gang? Maybe make a stop to wherever it is we're going next.
Sure, I know this might sound a little irresponsible of me, but I think that actually might be a good idea. After everything that has happened recently, maybe a bit of smog wine is warranted.
It's a coping mechanism, but sometimes you just gotta cope.
Yeah. Hey, just now and then. Let's do that.
All right, before we walk away, hey, Carney, what are you getting paid for today?
I work on commission.
Tell you what, how much can I just pay you for one of those stuffed animals.
Leans in real close. This person is like looks like a human, but has like a weird like jauntiness to them, and kind of like their body kind of rubber hoses a little bit as they speak, and like are in their like small or idle animation. They're kind of always slightly moving. They lean down and their neck cranes really, really close to your ear. Hey, so if you want one of these, then you can meet me after hours and then pay the 50 credits. Gotta wait in line, though. There's a lot of people who want one of these big prizes.
Tell you what, I'll pay you 10 credits right now straight into your pocket for that little guy that looks like the Wild Times mascot.
Oh, I mean, you have a medium prize, so if you want the little guy, you just take the little guy.
Fuck you. Give me the Wild Times mascot.
Wow! There are children right here.
I am a children. Give me the mascot.
It's like a small it's a small plushie of subject one of the mascot who you know, this like kind of humanoid face with these like wreath of tentacles, and they have like a small Hawaiian shirt around this little teddy bear, and the Hawaiian shirt has the Wild Times logo at the back.
Yeah. All right. Let's go meet back up with the gang.
Let's do that.
I'm gonna take a picture of the prize and send it to Flair.
You get a text back as you're walking closer to the tram that leads off toward the gateway. As like, oh, lol, that's the Wild Times mascot. I assume you're at Wild Times.
I'm not telling you nothing.
The like cry laughing emoji gets sent back to you.
He stole our stuff. He stole our stuff. He stole our stuff.
You all reconvene at the gateway. I'll say it's been about a day, Theriac, since you since the beginning of this session has started. Hey, yes, so it'll be about, I want to say like a day. I think I can, I think if me and my team, if we work like over the night, we can get the ship all up and ready. You can see that there's been huge changes inside the ship. You haven't quite stepped in yet, but even on the hull of the outside, it has been like taken apart, and Scrap seems to be like building out a small like meter-long wall, and is building it back around. So has like essentially taken it apart and then added a meter in one direction, a few yards in one direction. Yeah, I can get this done in I think a day. I think we'll be able to fly it done evening tomorrow.
This looks dope, dude.
Hey, listen, it wasn't this wasn't just me. This is a team effort. A large Vesk walking with this like whole like just a huge amount of like rebars and scrap metal. This big muscly lizard walks past Scrap and is like, "Oh, what's your head, boss?" He's like, "Oh, sorry. There you go, you bastard. Keeps trying to knock me on the head. Go on, get out of here!" And then he laughs at him as he keeps walking and then dumps all of his stuff somewhere else. Like, so as this large Vesk turns to everyone, yeah, so we, and stops speaking, and then is looking directly at Theriac. Hey, oh, they're with us. Yeah, that's what we were building the whole thing for. Theriac's flying with us. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay, sure thing. Thank you, boss. Doctor. I just didn't expect to...
Is there a problem?
I just didn't expect the founder of the park to be, Yep. Very good. I'm just gonna get back to it. Go on, get back. They're a good lot. Theriac, you have good staff here.
Certainly.
However, I am fucking starving. Do you all want to get some food and then talk about what's the next on the agenda?
How does everybody feel about smog wine?
Well, you know how I feel.
I do not believe I should partake, but I will accompany you.
I mean, you were taking notes on Ig and I when we were eating cheese, right? Imagine the notes you could take with Ig on smog wine.
I am still accompanying you. I am just not participating in the digestion and intake of said smog wine. That is
Right.
Zam, you like smog wine?
I don't drink.
Are you, would it be okay if we partook? Would you accompany us and spend some time?
Are you my children?
I mean, would you want to spend
Definitely kind of do have
time
like
with
a
us?
dynamic going on, but it's not fully formed yet, so I'm not gonna point it out. But
That's true, I suppose. But no.
I am so surprised that out of everyone here, Ig's the only one that can hang.
What do you mean?
I
obviously
am the person
going
that
to drink.
legally cannot drink.
Well,
Oh yeah, no, I knew you could hang, Scrap.
Hold on. Fury Actress said they could join. They just wouldn't impart. Second of all, we skipped over the part where you there's a relation. What exactly is happening?
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose, Azam. I'm offering you all smog wine because I was offered to go get smog wine, which means I won our wager. Unless, of course, you've heard from Wolfman.
What kind? Wait, hold on.
Oh, are you referring to the crew that we encountered on Helium?
Yes, I figured this was doable because you guys all seem like you're huge fans of Flair and what's his name?
Keelan.
Flair and Keelan, and I'm a big fan of smog wine, so
Wait, hold up. Remind me of the context of our wager again.
whoever got the opportunity to turn down the other person first wins. And I got the opportunity to turn down Flair, but I'm not gonna because I like smog wine.
I suppose you have. Well, look at that. You've just outdone me. Good job. How's Flair?
Oh, I don't like your tone, Azam.
No one likes my tone. That's why I was locked up. How's Flair?
Did you trick me? Did you trick me?
Sky. Look at me. I was locked up for convincing many people to fight in a war in which we lost. Against all odds. Yes, I did.
I am equal parts impressed and infuriated. It won't happen again.
Are you happy to be talking to Flair again?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Why? Is it because they stole our things?
That might be part of it.
Furiak, do you forgive Flair and Keelan for stealing our things?
I would...
Just say yes.
Of course. Why would I ever hold that against them?
Ig.
I feel like I don't forgive them yet. But one, very much haven't had smug wine on my own in quite a while. And two, I think that we haven't given them the chance to make it up to us yet. So, why not try?
I also think you're misunderstanding. We don't have to forgive them. I still hate them. But just enough to take their smog wine.
Sure.
Sky, you do not hate Flair.
I should, though.
You should, but you do not.
So we're working on this inherent character flaw in myself.
No, it's not a flaw to like someone.
It is when they steal your crystal! Your potentially world-impacting crystal!
it returned to us. No one's damaged by it, except for maybe, some traumatic memories. But beyond that, we're all fine. If you want to forgive Flair and attempt to have some kind of relationship, whether friendly or something else, you're welcome to. But do not think liking someone, even someone a little bit bad, is a character flaw.
It hasn't worked out great for me so far.
You're a child, Sky.
Well, I don't...
You have plenty of opportunities to fall in love or fall in friendship, have your heart broken, start all over again. Believe me, no one gets it right on their first try. And I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I think this conversation is lending more credence to my opinion that we need a break, and that for some of us, that break should involve smug wine. Maybe, as long as everybody's all right with it, we can just take a little detour and have a little rest.
I mean, I don't even know where those two are. They might be like a taxi ride away if we got a day still.
Allow me. I message Keelan now and ask. Sky told me about what you, Fleur asked. Where are you at so we can meet you?
Your phone immediately starts ringing.
I pick up the phone.
Hello. I got a text from this number. I'm just following up.
So
Who
Fleur
is this?
didn't tell you that. Understood. It's a big horned guy.
Oh, hello. It's very nice to meet you again. Thank you so much for contacting me. What is this happenstance? Why are we speaking this way?
Well, it appears that your ward has asked my ward if they would like to partake in some smog wine with you both.
Oh, that fucking... There's a muffled covering of the speaker of the phone. Fleur, how fucking long did it take you to text that girl, and why are you offering her all of our fucking cargo? And there's a... I'm not, I'm only texting her because you kept fucking bothering me to text her, and B, we have loads of it. We're not going to fucking offload it anywhere, are we? And our time here is going to... I'm on the phone. Yeah, sure, no, we can share it. That sounds like a good time. Where are you in what system? We are in the mid-space between Ran and Idun, if that helps at all.
We're on Idun at Gateway. Our ship is not...
Oh, great.
Did we want to invite them here to lessen the chance of this being a trap? Because Theriac is a god here.
I'm not comfortable with such terms being used on my personage.
Trust me, Scott, I want to say this really... And I cover the phone. This really isn't a trap. It really, really isn't.
As you put the phone back, you hear the back end of, yeah, no, they're talking about if it's a trap or not. Okay. If I can... fuck. There's really... The ship is far too small for me. There's really nowhere to talk privately.
Tell me about it. I stare directly at Sky. With a grin. With an open grin.
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. Flair is a lot of shit. I understand what, battle and fighting is like, and whatnot, because you threatened one of the Skidamanders, and Flair is still kind of bent out of shape about it. But I do want to talk about something. I may need a favor. Not a favor. I may have a job opportunity, depending on if you're interested.
For which one, or all of us?
It might be a bit more of a team effort than anything else. We're a bit lacking, and it's in a different system, and we need to get It doesn't matter. It's a thing I've been eyeing for a little while. Don't worry about it.
Look, park on Gateway. We'll get your tickets. We'll get your parking ticket comped. And there's a bar right here. Well, we could just hang out on the Patchwork.
Great. We can get there. Yeah, we can get there tomorrow if we hustle.
Great. I'll cook.
And then hangs up.
It is a date?
What? What's a date?
Our smog wine
Oh yeah,
parlay?
on the Patchwork.
Oh, all right.
There'll
On the
be
Patchwork?
wine. Yes.
What?
Well, most bars don't allow you to bring in your own smoke.
Or your own miners.
Smog wine actually is not allowed in a lot of places in the Aesir system. It is very potent.
That's very true.
Speaking of which, why are you so acquainted with smoke wine, Sky?
Me? Grew up on the lower decks.
That's not strange. I mean, you're...
It's a good thing that internationally in space, the legal drinking age is 17.
Well, in a lot of places it is. Lower Deck Saga has different rules to Upper Deck Saga. Ran has different rules to... I mean, I guess Wild Times is Idun's kind of first stretch into it. But then in the Atomless Sea, it's open waters. So it's kind of whatever rules you decide on. It's the whole thing with the Galactic Council. I'm sure you all know it.
I've been meaning to ask this. Sky, is your birthday coming up?
I don't want to think about that.
Okay. Never mind.
Is your birthday coming
You
up?
can call it a birthday.
My birthday is the same day as everyone else of my particular bushel.
Which is?
When is High Bloom on Braxel?
I suppose. Oh, I believe tomorrow.
Get the fuck out.
Would be
Are
my
you being
birthday.
serious?
Dr. Theriac.
I believe so.
That's exciting.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, we already have a party all set out. This worked out so well for us.
That rules. Oh my god, that rules. Well, you have to have smog wine now.
I do not.
The concept of a birthday differs from culture to culture, and more importantly, person to person. Do you want to celebrate it?
I would enjoy the company of others.
It's going to happen regardless. I mean, do you want us to, like, say a happy birthday to you? Do you want us to, like, get you
You could say, happy blooming. You could. I wouldn't. Well, on Raxel, it's everyone's birthday on the same day, so everybody just gives everybody, gifts, but it's not really, like it's.
Can we get you gifts?
Oh.
Sure. If you are in a giving mood.
I like this.
I'm already cooking tomorrow. That's enough.
That certainly is a gift.
What's your favorite meal?
It's quite a gift.
Iriak?
I do have something for tomorrow. I have something for you.
Oh, I wait with bated breath.
Right, actually, I don't mean to interrupt, but there is something important that I have been meaning to bring up. I have a feeling that our time, here at Wild Times is closing out, and I just pilot-wise, do we have an idea of where we want to go next? I know there was some talk of booting up the Drift Core and going to some another system.
Scrap, may I suggest we hold on to that? Just put a pin in it for a little bit. I think I might have a thing, but not yet. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be traveling. Even if we fly, we'd be ready to fly at evening tomorrow. I just feel like since we haven't actually as a team, we haven't all sat together and not had someone trying to fucking kill us for.
It has been
2.5 weeks.
Stressful.
If we have any plans of anything.
Oh,
Sure.
Scrap, I forgot to ask.
I-
Can he come with me? And Verpal kind of skitters out from underneath my shirt and gives like a little nibble on Ike's ear. It's like, it's okay, right? That he's...
Oh, house trained.
I'm going to need an
Is it gonna
explanation.
piss?
What?
What? I look at Scrap. Look back to Ike.
I don't.
Look back to Scrap. Look back to Ike. What is it?
Oh, this is Verpal. And I take a bite of cheese and I give a little bite of cheese to Verpal.
Oh, it's so weird. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's a little, I don't know. He sort of came to me while I was, just pottering about Theriac's apartment, and now he's sort of my little pal. And also, Scrap, maybe you might like to see he can do little tricks. And I'll just
I do like
give
that.
a little whisper and another bite of cheese to Verpal, and Verpal will just like go unplug something like, with its little teeth.
Someone's like, so I imagine you've walked because you were going to get food. You walked, and now you've sat at a table, and then people are kind of munching on things. And there's someone playing like an arcade game, and this little guy just walks up and just unplugs it, and the guy's like, "Oh man, that was a high score."
Look it back.
Oh,
Back.
that guy is weird. He better not unplug anything on my ship as we're in midair, or I am going to die. And I mean that quite literally. We will die.
No, he wouldn't.
Also, my previous question: is he house trained? Will he piss on my stuff?
Well,
Because I'm fine with it, but if the patchwork is not very big and it is not well ventilated, considering it has to be a very airtight box, if that place starts smelling like a sty,
he's
no.
litter trained. I've got just a little bit of a
Wait.
crate.
Scrap, did you say you'd be okay with it? If
No, not if it smelled of piss everywhere.
okay,
No.
good.
Scrap.
I grew up in the lower decks,
Scrap,
but I'm trying to elevate standards a little bit.
Scrap. I've been on this ship after we've been to John's. We will be okay.
Yeah, it's true.
I also understand that this particular creature could cause some unforeseen circumstances. And as I was the one who granted this particular creature to Ig, I am willing to put in additional training to ensure that this is that this particular creature is able to cohabitate with us.
Are you gonna biohack him?
No, he's perfect already.
I look at the thing. I lean in really close. Does it lean back?
I think it's like it goes on its hinds, like up on my shoulder.
I look very close at this thing. I lean in. I want you to understand something. You are not to play with any of the electronics unless someone asks you to. Understood?
I think like Verpal like gives like a little bug-eyed little glance at Ike, and then it like he like turns back to you and is like, and like kind of gives like a little.
Can you talk to animals too?
No,
You really are magic.
definitely not.
Who can't you talk to?
Like most animals. This one's just weird like me. He talks to. Well, I don't know if he talks to it, but he he gets energy and electricity and things, so he's a little like me.
Fine. New patchwork rule. Everybody gets one little creature that they are in charge of.
Yes.
Okay? Because we already have Verpal and another guest. Sky is bringing Flare. Azam, you're bringing Keelan. Everybody gets one.
Little creature?
Everybody gets a plus
Everybody
one
gets a
to the
plus
birthday
one.
party.
Everybody gets 1+1.
Wait. So now I need to
Bloom
keep
Day.
an eye on Keelan?
Wait.
Like you don't want to.
Sky,
Hey.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I kind of just want to know if we're going to be entering the drift, because I feel like there are some things that I need to explain to people.
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, probably, right?
I have some time still till the ball, I think. So
All right, the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's going by Saga Winter, which is not for quite a while. Like, you got a little bit.
I have some time, so that's okay.
Okay. I'm not sure entirely what planet, but if we're leaving the Asia system, I actually not sure what system we're going, but if we're leaving the Asia system, we're going to be entering the drift. So, for people who aren't aware, the way that the drift works is the Atomless Sea lights up the solar system. Quite literally. It lights up every single solar system that's in this current galaxy. But at a certain point, nobody really knows why, but the light of the Atomless Sea dies and leaves, and there is a huge amount of just pure blank dark space called the space in between. Travel to a different solar system can take months to years if you're not using a drift core, which is why we were on the Leviathan side in the first place, getting a drift core. You also don't really want to be doing it because the space in between houses all types of horrors. Draugr, horrors, that monsters, creatures that for some reason don't go toward the Atomless Sea. There's an easy way to explain this. Okay, Scrap takes one of the noodles and then cleans it and places it on the table, like this one long thin string.
Like a spaghetti
Yeah,
noodle?
like a spaghetti. Like they're eating noodles and they just place a wet spaghetti noodle on the table. So, let's say one end of this noodle is where we are, and then this other end of the noodle is the system that we want to travel to. This long space is going to take us a few months to get to if we just travel normally and we travel through the space between. A drift core, Scrap pulls the noodle and then loops it around, so there's this large circle in between this little noodle. A drift core means that we can skip a huge chunk, essentially all of the space between. We enter a place called the Prism, which is kind of like a extra dimensional space made almost entirely of light, and it's kind of like a portal. It takes us from where we are to where we need to go, which people use it to travel the space in between. But the problem is as you can see, has the noodle on the table and then draws their finger from one end of the noodle to the other, skipping the loop. Even though it'll take us there, we feel it takes us to the other end of the solar system far quicker. The loop is still happening. So when we travel, even though it'll take us what feels like a few days traveling through the prism, through the drift, it is still a few months for everyone else. It's kind of like time travel in a weird spatial dimensional way. So everyone around us is going to feel like we've been gone for months, when actually we feel like we've been gone for only a few days. Now, there's a lot of things in the space between, because technically, even though you go through the portal and the prism whilst traveling through the drift, you are technically still in this space, so occasionally, if something is in our way, we're going to have to make a stop. There's not a lot of things, but occasionally there are ships that have been wrecked from Draugr, or just large Draugr themselves, that are sat so directly in the way of the ship, and we can't really direct course when we've set off. We kind of just have to go in a straight line. So if there is something, we're going to have to enter the space between, move around the thing, and then shoot back off into the drift. Does any of this make sense to anyone?
Kind of.
Perfectly logical to me.
I do have a question. All the time that will pass, will I still be able to make it back in time for the winter?
Luckily, well, it depends on where we go. Yes, logically you'd be able to get back if we go to one of the solar systems that are close to us. And if we find the quickest way, it'll still take a few months, but we're not going to the other end.
Okay.
If we go to the other end of the galaxy, a few years might pass, and we will feel like it's a few weeks.
Okay, that might be a little bit much for me right now or ever.
Yeah.
But
there is there's lots of places we can go. We can go to the Vanar system. That's right next to us, and Nidavella is also right next to us. So we could travel to one of those, which will take a few months, stay there for a month or two, and be able to shoot back in time for the ball.
well, I guess what the important question is what do we want to do when we get there? Are we searching for anything in particular right now? I know there's...
Like I said, I may have a lead on something. It needs to wait a day.
Did you say the Vania system?
Yeah.
I have been doing some research, and I believe I have coordinates that may be of use to us if we are trying to continue looking into the crystal.
Oh.
The crystal!
These are coordinates I was able to obtain while
Don't tell me the coordinates, because we're about to go drink smog wine with somebody that stole the first crystal, so I don't trust myself.
How about we save all plans and plan ideas to a roundtable discussion between us crew members after the party tomorrow?
Very fair.
That's true. We have two possible plans then.
Right.
I tell you what. I have a... Fuck it. I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I feel like I'm just like I'm a little like juiced up, and I kind of wanna show you now. Scrap walks out of this small gateway restaurant that is leading onto the entranceway. It's a place where a lot of people who are waiting for the queue to die down a little are waiting, and also a lot of people that are leaving as well. A lot of people that are leaving the gateway. And he leads you back toward the Patchwork. A few of the people are like, "Oh, hey, boss. Hey, boss." And he's like, "Hey, lads, how you doing? Can I have the floor just for a minute? We're all prepped, right? Like, we have reasonably the skeleton in places. Like, oh, we have more than the skeleton. It's basically all done. Perfect, that's great. Just needs cleaning up. Incredible. Thank you so much. Can you give me 5? I'm sorry to all of you. I haven't really been with you all a lot. Theriac, I know that, you had something really big happen, Sky. When we were on Saga during the race, I wasn't really there. I kind of like being alone with the ship, but whilst we were here as everything was going on, I didn't like the fact that I was just shutting myself off. So I wanted to make this place not just a place that I am going to retreat to, but a place that we can kind of live in. Just for make it a bit more like a home. Come in. So, as you can see, I've taken away the fabricator, and I've basically scrapped that really shit coffee machine. And I implemented an actual fully functioning kitchen. It has pretty much everything you need for baking and cooking. We got hobs. We have a whole bunch of pots and pans. I did some jobs for the guys who work at Hermoid Tech. That store there points to one of the stores on the gateway. They needed some lights fixing, so I fixed them up, and then they gave me just some general appliances, and they said that this was a pretty good stove, so I got that for us. I also did actually spend a bit too much money. I don't really know how much a good stove costs, but, I had some spare. I also, I pulled down the wall to my room because I realized it was way bigger than everyone else's, and I've moved the rec room out, so just here next to the kitchen. There's where the rec room used to be is this large kind of, it's far cleaner than the rest of the patchwork. It's almost it's weirdly you're looking at a video game and this is the only texture that is loaded in. They wave their hand in front of a sensor on the door, and these clean, nice doors open up into a small workspace that has a table and some beakers and proper lab equipment, but it also houses the drift core, which sits and feeds itself back through into the main room in this large pipe, and then up into the closed wings that sit on top of the patchwork. Theriac, I know that this isn't anything like your labs here, but I thought it might be nice to be able to do some actual work here. I didn't like you sitting on the floor and having to move around your kit all the time, and you were right next to the TV, and I thought that probably wouldn't be the best place to actually do work, so I tore down the wall to my room and I put this up. Again, actually, the boys at Hermoid Tech are really fucking good at this. Gave me the wall and the door, and they ensured me that a lot of this is science stuff. I also put your little box just over there, and there is shoved away into a corner with some leaves that are kind of shoved into one of the holes, the air holes. Is the box with the Sentinel construct in. You just here can set it to only you, so only you are allowed in and out, or you can set it to any member of the Patchwork, or then you can again set it to anyone is allowed in, just in case you want privacy. You can also just fully lock it and lock yourself in, but that seems like a silly thing. We're just going to have to jury-rig the door open, but you can do that if you want.
For the record, I can jury-rig the door.
I do not doubt that. It's very considerate. Thank you, Scrap.
Right. Ike. Another thing that bums me out about us all being here is that you sleep in the pipes. And I know that that's a nice warm place that you like, but I at least wanted you to have a bed. So, it's not a huge room, because I didn't think that you would like a huge room, but I did decorate a room and give you an actual bed. Opens up an old wooden door. Has to lift it off the ground a little bit and then push it in. But inside the pipes where you used to sleep all curled up is this small, almost like a studio apartment room. It's still very cozy, and there is a proper bed, and Scrap has re-hung up the pictures of Quinn and the circle that Quinn holds, but also has printed out and stuck up pictures that he was taking around Wild Times when you were all walking around. So there is pictures of you all.
And our picture in front of Theriac's.
And from, oh, yes, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Theriac and all the other board members with Subject 1 as they... Not even with all the other board members, just with Subject 1. And there is also the Weymouth School pictures that the pair of you took that are
There's
also
so
hung up.
many now.
Yeah, I also, because I know that you like pictures and stuff, that camera that I was using actually works really well. So, I built it, and it has loads of film in it. I don't like a lot of digital stuff, but it's physical and it's chunky and will like print the pictures immediately. So that's just there, and it is like a camera that's on the bed, and you can use that for just taking pictures and adding new things to your wall. Yeah.
Thank you, Scrap.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Moves up to around to where Sky would sleep. Now, Sky sleeps pretty much with everyone else, but again, with the like replacement and the wall being pushed out about a meter, there are these two separate bunker doors. Scrap opens Sky's by like pulling up like a garage door hatch, and there's like a workbench that has like spanners and screws and like a bunch of shit that you would use to be able to like mod things, but also anyone who's been to the arcade at Wild Times would recognize that there are 2 or 3 now new like arcade cabinets that have been moved in. So the guys at the arcade said that these didn't work anymore, and I bet them that it would if I had my hands on them. So I paid them off a little bit. I fixed up some of the other things. I made sure their till was working correctly. I fixed the door, and then I did some minor plumbing, and they gave me all of these for free, and I made them work. So you got those things, and also you can modify your board there, just if you want. Of course, you don't have to. But there's that. It's kind of like your own room. You've been traveling with me for the longest time, and I feel like we had a little team or whatever. I wanted you to have your own room as like my co-captain, as the engineer of the ship. So you have your own little room now.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's.
What do I owe you?
Hey, listen, you've come with me this far, so you don't necessarily owe me anything. And the last room, of course. I don't really know what to get you. As the kitchen I kind of built out, and I didn't want to impose because I know you're very particular about your stuff. But I did hear something interesting. Opens up a very simple door that is metal and has like a frosted glass, like it would be used in a school. Opens that up in it, and it slowly slides open and then tries to close itself. It's a simple bed that has a lot of pillows, so you can fix it to your horns and be able to sleep. But it also does have a small futon, like you can sleep on the floor, because Scrap has seen you sleeping on the floor a lot. But there are no decorations in this room, unlike other people's. But there is a 2-way radio that has a bunch of like wires and antennae and like little flapping, like little signal boosters spinning around it. Hey, can you guys give us a minute?
Scrap, what in Janum is this?
I've heard reports. There's a group of people called the Phoenix. They're from Irem. They built a ship and they got out. They've been sending out signals. It's random to pick them up. They move from system to system constantly. They're looking for somewhere to go. You don't have to use it. I know that you think I haven't lost a home like you have. I'm telling you I have.
There's a difference, Scrap. They're not looking for me.
Then why don't you look for them?
Because frankly, I don't want more people telling me how I led them all astray. Thank you. I appreciate all that you've done. I do. I do appreciate it. All I did was give them false hope. They wouldn't want to see me. I know that.
No, you don't. You assume.
No.
You haven't spoken to people in 30 years,
I have.
Azam.
I met someone from my old crew. On Saga. So I know what their reaction would be. Thank you. Yeah. And I go to leave.
You open the door to the new rec room. There's a newer TV on the wall. The same sofas that adorned the Patchwork before. There's a small entertainment system that holds Ynet, as well as various other physical copies of things, physical like DVDs and Blu-rays, and there's an old like DVD Blu-ray player connected. Everyone seems to be there, but Scrap waits in the room for a little bit. The door shuts, and he puts his metal hand through his hair. Then, as he brings it back down, he gives a longing look at the arm that used to be there. Swears under his breath. Opens up the door. Right! We have a party to throw.
Very well.
A party! This has been... I don't know how long.
Hold on. I go into like a pile of like craft supplies and stuff. I pull out a marker, and on one of the walls near to the kitchen, I just write out dietary restrictions and then stick the marker there. Please list them. Does not matter if you're allergic or you just don't want to eat them.
Oh.
List whatever it is. Sky, you're going to eat vegetables. You cannot just write vegetables.
Man. Whoa, slow down, Azam. You're gonna party too hard. I cannot keep up.
Ike is going to go over and take the marker and make a smaller list in the corner that says dietary necessities, and it's going to say cheese.
Are we gonna make a roster that we have to send to the other gang? Must have cheese and no vegetables.
Cheese, no vegetables.
I do test message Keelan. Dietary restrictions for you and Flair, please. And that's it.
You get a call back, because it's Keelan. You get a call. Hello.
So you don't like texting?
It's just never been my thing. I always think it's easier just to speak to people.
No, honestly,
on the phone.
I dislike tapping.
I just don't get
on
it.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like my hands are far too big to be typing.
Thank
like,
you.
On a,
Thank you. It's
anyway,
ridiculous. Why
it's
did
ridiculous.
It make it
It's
so
silly.
small? Plus, isn't the whole point of staying in contact with someone because you want to hear their voice?
It's to call them.
Exactly.
You know? It's like if I wanted to send a text, I might as well write a letter. That's more personal anyway.
And it has your handwriting. It's meaningful.
And it has my handwriting, exactly. Yes. Dietary restrictions? No. I don't.
Flair would say vegetables.
He's fucking 19? We're saying Flair's 19.
We're saying Sky's around 17 and also doesn't like vegetables. Not that it matters. And I stare impassively at Sky.
I'm saying that because it's true.
Do you want... We're bringing all the smog wine. We do have a crew of 5 Skidamanders. Are they also invited to this little shindig, or... Because I'm kind of planning to get off there. I want to leave the Bumblebee anyway, and I think now is a pretty good time to call it. But you know what? We'll talk about it when we get there. No dietary restrictions. Can't process milk as well as I want, so maybe less milk for me.
I go over to the board. I pick up the marker, write down guests, underline, avoid lactose. Yep. Anything else?
Okay. Would it be weird if I say that I am not sure if we're allergic to anything? Because I don't know if we're allergic to things.
Do you know the common list of allergens for your species?
I really don't know how to answer this without this conversation being a little longer than it needs to be. We have our protein packs, which I'm happy just to eat out of until we figure out a more sustainable list, and then we can
Keelan, I'm
maybe discuss it
inviting
later.
you into my home to cook for you. If it turns out that you're allergic to what I cook for you, it's all right. We've got a doctor aboard.
We're willing to risk it. It'll be fun. We'll bring the smog wine. We'll try to stop off at a station somewhere, and we'll be able to pick up some minor things.
Mm-hmm. Good. Oh, one more thing. I go back into my room. It's Furiak's birthday, apparently, and they would like to celebrate. So if you have...
Who is that?
Plant.
Oh, yes. Okay. We are bringing them wine. See you tomorrow. As you hang up, party preparations start. There is some minor decorations being hung up. Scrap is a sentimental yet quite practical little rat. Has not kept a lot of banners or things, but has a lot of scrap metal, and some of these scrap metals are little neon letters that they have stuck up and hung off of little trinkets and loose nails that hang out of the hull of the Patchwork that say Hap Birth, since they didn't have enough letters to fully spell the full happy birthday. However, they did manage to take a little they also do have Doctor, but it is a B that Scrap has covered over with a piece of paper. So the second loop of the B now just looks like a D. And the R is a capital. But there's a little exclamation mark. Hap Birth Doctor. There's a new arrival on the gateway, as there is every day. People are hustling, bustling, and moving toward Wild Times, catching the tram lines down, and there's a lot of excited children that look very excitedly at this junker ship, ramp fully open. A old radio crackles as Scrap is actively flicking to different channels, trying to find something that isn't news. There's not a lot of just plain music stations nowadays, but Scrap's trying to make it work, finding a pirate radio station. The new ship arrives. Golden, honeyed ship. The front, the large maidenhead that every ship in the galaxy has, except for the Patchwork, seemingly. is adorned with random little trinkets, keychains, phones that have been grafted into the side, random things that you would just find on the ground that don't hold any significance to most people. But for some reason on this ship, they find these little trinkets very important. The Bumblebee, as it is known, slides into place just next to the Patchwork. Their ramp opens, and down from the ramp, 5 6-armed, purple-furred little critters sprint off and start running around in different directions. Exasperatedly, a large 6.5 grey, white-haired wolf humanoid steps off. Little sweatpants that hang lazily off of their hips, and they are wearing a duster jacket, but no top underneath it. This large wolf humanoid yells to some of the Skidamander, who turn around and then run back toward them. You'd all know this person as Keelan. Okay, we are going to be with the Patchwork tonight. I don't want you stealing anything that's going to get us caught, because we have a very important person aboard, and this is all of their establishment. No going into that store and stealing anything. No going to that store. No going to any of these random people and stealing stuff. You understand? I want you on your best behavior, or you're going to go back inside of the ship. No. None of that. Best behavior. Little furry Skidamander walks with a huff off of the ramp, and then almost rolls underneath the ramp to start fixing some random loose bolt. The large wolf humanoid turns back to inside the ship. Flair, are you doing okay in there? Like, yes, I'm doing fine, thank you very much. From inside, walking down the ramp, arms holding a large crate. Inside of this crate are bottles and bottles of this home-corked drink, almost with a murky luster as the grey to black liquid swirls inside, but there are these little sparkles that swirl around as Flair, wearing his little leather jacket, goggles on top of his head, mousy brown hair, looking about 19, has a classic junker from a movie look as they step down from the ramp. Yes, it's fine. I have it, okay? It's not like you could help me. You're far stronger than I am. Yes, but I had to make sure that the skitters didn't go anywhere. That's fine. You can just move it over there. Oh, hey! Gives a wave.
I have my hand on my grenades.
Sky!
Azam is not outside.
Just in case.
There is a... Keelan puts a hand on Flair and then pulls him slightly closer, then whispers something in his ear. Flair shrugs him off and is like, I'm not going to. Please stop doing that. And then walks toward the Patchwork as Keelan shares a little smile. And they both walk up to you. Hey, Stardust.
You stole our crystal. We take your smog wine. We call it even. Sound good?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just figured we would share, and then kind of like tips the crate toward you.
Just like,
there we go.
kind of, I'll take that.
Oh, God. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. No, it's okay. I'll take it. It's all right. It's heavy. I'm happy to take it.
You look like you were struggling.
Okay, fine, sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. It looks clearly sheepishly like they were trying to tip it towards Sky, and then Ike very kindly took it, and now he's embarrassed because he feels like a dick.
No, I've never seen that 70s show, but I have seen that clip of, damn, Jackie, I can't control the weather.
Yeah.
That's the energy she's trying to bring.
Hello. Welcome to Wild Times. My name's Dr. Theriak. It's a pleasure to meet you again.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Honor. Takes your hand and then kind of bows. If I knew I had the chance to kill the founder of Wild Times, I might have put a bit more effort into it.
I am going to rescind my hand after that. Doctor is perfectly natural.
Thank you, Doctor. We do appreciate the offer.
I suppose there's no point in delaying the inevitable. I suppose we should begin the festivities, yes?
Yes, let us begin the festivities.
It would be an honor if you did. Oh, my apologies, Doctor. We do actually have something aboard. Flair, can you go? Fine.
Oh, hand goes back on the grenade.
Flair slams their heel down on the ground, and out of their heavy metal boots, these two light, almost just like rays of light, shoot out, and they skate like they're ice skating. Oh no, rollerblading. Sorry, like they're rollerblading toward the bumblebee. They go inside of the ramp, and then they, after some shuffling, they skate back out with a small bouquet of flowers that looks like it was picked up at like a truck stop, and a phone. We didn't really know what to get you. You seem like you have a lot of money, so this is for you. Hands you a bouquet of flowers. Is this This isn't offensive, right? You're a completely different species to flowers. Like, if I gave you a garlic bulb, that wouldn't be weird. And here is a phone. I have hacked it. It works. Don't answer any numbers that you don't know on it. But it does work.
I am aware of what a phone is.
Good.
Thank you. And no, this is not offensive. This is not sentient.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. It's just as I was handing you the flowers, I had a weird moment where I thought, "Oh, this might be really weird." But I thought as much.
No, I do have a question. Have these been already cut?
Looks to Keeling like they were cut at the gas station. Cut them. That's how they're in a bouquet.
All right. Well, I will be sure to put this in some water, and hopefully these particular specimens have seeds in them, perhaps. Sometimes you get lucky.
Maybe,
but it's very kind of you. Thank you. I do want to clarify. I do not have a lot of money. I am the founder of this park. I do not keep a lot of the money. I donated to conservation efforts. And you know, we take a lot of care for our gardening sections, our botanists sourced all across the AC system, and even further beyond. You know, the their dedication to ensuring not only the survival of the species here on Adun, but also to help establish healthy populations across the ecosystem and in different ecosystems all over the Atomless Sea. So I'm boring you, I'm certain.
Nah, you're good, Doc.
No, as soon as you say that, you see both of them like retune into the conversation, and they're like, "No, not at all."
No, I understand. Smug wine, I think might be something you might enjoy.
Azam was still on the ship, right? And I took that like first crate that Flair gave me the first crate, and I took it in.
When you arrive in the kitchen, you'll find that all the burners and stuff have been turned off. It's like everything's almost ready. But Azam is on his knees. His head is bowed, and there's a shawl covering his head.
Oh, okay. So there's like a I like running in with a crate of things. Goes, oh, okay, Azam, real quick. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna put down the crate.
I can hear you. You're fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope. Sorry.
When you cook, shortly thereafter, you pray.
Oh, that's nice. After, not before.
My mom used to say that, food has an energy. So, in a way, when you pray, you give Ifrit who've passed some of that energy. You basically invite them to. This is not making any sense to you, is it?
No, it does. It's just, it's slightly different. I wouldn't call what we did praying, but we do a little ritual sometimes, but usually before.
You had something you wanted to say?
Oh, yes, right. The smug wine. It's very sweet that they brought it, and very great. I'm very excited to have some. I fear that I didn't really prepare everyone for how gnarly it tastes if you don't prepare it right. It needs to either be very, very cold or hot. If it's like room temperature, it's like... Oh, sorry. Hello?
Where the fuck did you go? I turned around and you were gone, and you left me here in the world's most awkward situation. I need you back here.
I thought I was helping. Oh,
The three of them just sat, just like nodding at each other, just like all of them like, no, you go. Oh, no, you go.
You know what? At this point, I don't care if this is poisoned.
Flair, are those light beam shoes in?
Yeah. No, all the kids at school are not at school.
Do you attend school?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't know why I said that. It's just people are wearing them, I think. But I built these myself.
You
actually,
built
I built
these?
Them. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I have like a lot of drawings for building stuff, and I also build a lot of things. Yeah. I got a whole. It's like they like work off of like kinetic energy. I like a lot of because we don't like come across like a lot of like fuel things. So I like all my stuff being like renewable energy. You get solar power.
You are speaking my language.
Yeah. Yes. Where are you?
Nice.
So you just left them?
Well, I did. Well, they're talking, but I really think.
Never mind. You came to the wrong person, but don't worry, I can still fix it.
I just think that you're. I know that you're working in the kitchen. I just want to know what is okay for. What can we use to either make this very cold as quickly as possible or warm as quickly as possible?
Nothing. Follow me. And I take Ike to Theriac's lab.
Oh.
When Scrap asked me what exactly goes in a lab, I recommended a big old blast chiller. And I point to like a big box, just a metal box sitting on the side.
Great. Thank you. Azam. Just...
As much as I would like to hear about your cultural traditions regarding the full preparations of meals, please go rescue them.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, go right.
They're probably just staring at each other right now.
As you all walk in, there's like a crackle and the radio tunes to a music channel. There's like a small like static and someone and that was Balaba. Welcome to the Aesir Pirate News, the only station where you can get actual music that doesn't feed your lies. Coming up next is Balaba, and then it tunes back into music.
Welcome to our home.
It's nice. It's nice. It's very. It has. There's a lot of. It doesn't seem sanctioned at all. This does seem quite like a dangerous ship. It doesn't seem like none of the pieces match together. This is like airtight, correct?
Sky keeps it in the air very well. Sky is an excellent mechanic.
I'm an excellent mechanic.
Yeah. This ship holds. Don't step foot in my home and then start talking shit about it. I'm Scrap, by the way. We never got formally introduced. Keelan, I apologize. Flair, it's nice to meet you. Hello. We got some wine. You guys want to fucking party?
I'm already on it. I'll have both of you know that I've spent a lot of time on this ship, taking a lot of inventory. I will notice if things are missing by the end of the night. You would hate to waste this peace treaty situation we got going on, right?
Damn, that does actually change my plan, because the only reason why we're aboard this ship is to take everything that you want. But since you asked so nicely, I guess I'll rethink the plan.
Like I to Azam, like, in most cases that would be a really bad joke. Because they did steal from us.
No, in all cases, it's still a very bad joke. They both really do not do well at this.
Okay, just trying to confirm. Okay.
Yep. Sit down. We've got food, we've got music, we've got your wines and Sky.
See, there's another one.
Hey, all right.
I would love to continue discussing the long-term effects of our conservation efforts here at Wild Times, if that's something that interests you.
Heard enough.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I really am.
I kind of into that stuff. I kind of like it. That's kind of what I don't know. It's a thing that I think is interesting.
To connect
I like
with communicating education and information effectively without the barrier of ulterior motives. Yes.
I have like a little wild suggestion. What if we turned the music up and got the wine and food all out, and I don't know, we could play some Winette if you...
Do you partake in Winette?
I don't... Do we partake in Winette? I don't think drugs is particularly like a smart thing for us to do right now, since we don't actually know any...
Oh, forgive me. I
It's the farthest thing from drugs. You are mistaken.
It's a little bit drugs.
I find it quite addictive. Winette is a video game.
Oh.
Yes.
Is this yeah, I mean, we've played video games.
It is a 4X strategy video game wherein you choose a particular culture from across the Atomless, and you play as them, and you are attempting to try and essentially become the best at whatever you choose to do, either conquering or cultural victory, scientific victory, spreading a particular religion across at least 50% of all given players' cultures as well. You can play against other people. You can play against the CPU. It's a resource management game.
This sounds great. Why don't we all get like a culture or a nation or like a planet or whatever, and then like whenever someone kills someone else's unit, that person has to take a drink. Something drinks related. It's a party.
I don't drink. I'll recuse myself. We'll have fun. I need to go make bread anyway.
Is there any substance you partake in? Come on, Azam, there's gotta be something. The amount of trauma that you say you have.
Water? Well, on occasion.
Did you have a really good therapist or something?
No, I just had several long years to think about my actions in my life while stuck in a box.
God, that sucks. And you didn't even get to drink?
I'd take out a big old ball of dough. I'll be in the engine room.
I will actually. I'm gonna join him. Keelan gets up and walks away. Is there anything I can help with?
You know what? Let's we'll just put on the soundtrack and we can just. You know what? I'll have some small wine. You know what? I'm feeling zesty tonight.
Oh, we're feeling zesty. Let's go.
I lost track because Matt did so many voices at once. Did Keelan go with Azam? And
Keelan has gone with Azam.
And Flair and Scrap are with us in the main room.
Both joining.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
May I, as soon as Keelan goes in there, casually walk over to the door, shut it, flick the lock?
Are we doing like a 7 minutes in heaven scenario? What is the...
Yeah, I'm bored.
Okay. Sure, good. That's a good sign of a party.
Can I describe the food? May I?
Yeah, describe the food.
So there's several platters. There's no bread because apparently Azam's going to make that. But there's a small thing of like some grains fluffed up and seasoned with several herbs. There's an herb and vegetable salad tossed with citrus and oil. There's these skewers of meat, maybe, and veggies, and those are on a different textured plate than these big old slabs of grilled cheese that have been brushed with several spices. And there's underneath like a close shell, a glass close shell, is a bunch of like little flaky pastries with a big old sign saying "Touch and Die" on it. And last but not least, there's a sitting in the back, literally just hanging from a rack that he hooked up to the ceiling, is a big rack that has flattened a gigantic fish in between it, and it is just finally finished dripping all of its fat into a vat below that apparently Azam wants to save. But the fish itself is seasoned with various herbs and citruses and spices as well. It is very spicy for those who choose to partake.
This looks fucking dope. I haven't had real food in... Oh, fuck. I don't want to say ever, but I can't remember the last time I had actual food. This is crazy. You know, it's perfect. Flair goes and just starts taking minor things and pulls up a small plate. As people begin to eat in the other room, Keelan walks in with you, Azam. So is there anything I can help with? Any cooking things?
I take out a basket filled with dough, make these into smaller bowls, I flatten them, and I stick them on the side of like, there's this big old like engine hull, like it's on the side of the engine, and it always is hot. And there's like the sound of sizzling as these flattened pieces of dough stick on to the hull. And when they're ready, I just peel them off with this stick.
You couldn't just stick them on yourself. You seem like you're kind of you're an Ifriti, correct?
Yeah.
Does your temperature not get hot enough that you could just kind of stick this to yourself?
More than, but I'd run out of skin.
Yeah, I guess so. Just does a look to themselves, but then starts moving it into smaller pieces of dough, and then sticks it on the side of the engine to a sizzle.
So, Flare and Sky.
Oh, you know how it is. I mean, you might not, actually. The first teenager Flare has, we believe, ever seen, or at least seen in a while. Alright, our situation is weird, and I feel like I've batted around the bush too much, and there's still also a lot of things that aren't going to make sense unless you know kind of what the deal is. Myself and Flare don't know who we are. And about a year and a half ago, we just kind of woke up on a Heth ship.
Because you were ex-Heth.
X signed up to be Heth. It was they had gotten the deprogramming enough that they removed our memories. We didn't know why we were there, but we had not actually gotten to Var yet. Collided with, I think they got jumped by some form of bandits, or it just collided with an asteroid. Maybe the driver was drunk. Whatever it was, we woke up, things were blaring, we got on an escape pod, and we shot out of there. Been jumping ship to ship since.
I've been in prison for decades.
Nice. Good.
Point is, if you want help with your situation, sure, but I will not judge you.
No, not at all.
Unless you've committed
It's
genocide.
not a...
You haven't committed. No. Right?
I could not tell you either way.
Fair enough.
I don't believe so.
Well,
We signed up for a reason, though. We just don't know what that reason is.
probably to feed a family or desperation. Most people end up like that for a reason.
Well, that makes sense. That's why we're not sure how old Flare is. Might be 19. Might be 18. He seems teen-ish. We don't know. It doesn't seem like he was feeding a family. Myself, I can understand. This isn't like a big, story drop to us. I'm just warning you that if Flare and myself seem a little off with the fact that we don't know what our allergens are, it's because we actually have no idea.
Never mind. My point is, you do not seem off, and I have no right to judge anyone upon their circumstances. As long as you're not current Heth, you're not my enemy.
Well, same goes to you. Clearly, we don't enjoy them very much, else we wouldn't have fought them back on Helium. But it's a fun way to bond, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't fought Heth in far too long. I'm debating whether I should reveal a family secret to you right now.
Well, my thing wasn't really a secret, it was more of a social favor. You're welcome to. It's a party. I know you don't drink, but we could pretend like we're getting very drunk and then tell each other a million different secrets. However, I will warn you, my secrets pretty much end with, I don't know what I was doing past a year and a half ago. So, I don't really have a lot in that bag.
Right. Sky's been through a lot in her young life. A lot. She probably has seen other teenagers, but not as herself as she currently is. What I mean is, as much as I like you and Flare, my priority is with Sky. Which means, if your boy fucks with my girl,
I mean, I've tried to teach them some things, but teenagers will be teenagers.
True. Very true. Also, she locked us in.
Yeah, no, I heard the door latch go.
You think that she'd know we'd figure it out almost immediately, right?
Teenagers will be teenagers.
You had a job?
We don't have a lot of money. Me and Flair, and we don't really see ships like this. The Bumblebee isn't ours. That's the Skidamander. We're genuinely, purely riding along with them, and I feel like we just need a space of our own, so I'm looking to go to a different system, specifically Veneer, because Nerd Noir, the organic bridge that's there, the train is moving something. Nerd Noir are 2 planets in the Veneer system. They are closer than a lot of other planets in pretty much any other system, but they are still far enough away. Think that they're about as far as Earth is from the moon. They are both the planets that the Shirin come from. And pretty much early on in the Shirin's life cycle, when they realized that they both had life connecting, they built an organic bridge that connects both planets, and there is this one train that goes to one planet and then turns around and then goes back down and turns and goes back up, and it keeps going in this constant loop. Both planets, when they connected, there was this big war, and both of them had a queen that owned the hive mind of each respective planets. One of the queens won, so every single Shirin, pretty much, that live on Nerd Noir are connected via one hive mind. Years ago, the queen, the old queen, was assassinated, and then a new queen was brought in. The train is delivering a huge amount of goods pretty much every time it revolves. I just think it's just a good place for a...
You were planning on conducting a rail heist.
Yes.
And you want our help to conduct your rail heist.
I do. Now, this job isn't for a little bit, but I did notice that on Helium, you had the wings of a Valkyrie ship on on here, which I can see again, which means that you can go into the drift. The Bumblebee can't go into the drift, but since you can, if we let you into the heist, you can give us a lift to Veneer, give us a lift to Nerd Noir. If you give us a month, we can plan the heist, get a small group, and then you can re-meet us, and we can execute it.
What makes you think we would? I mean, morally speaking. I do not want to steal food from communities.
No, not at all. But this is our first real conversation. The only other time we met, we both opened fire on a group of Heth. It felt like our morals aligned in some way. The things moving are structures, plans, and things that other people can't make without the Shirin hive mind in them. I just think it'll be interesting. I think we can jump on, and that is the problem. Admittedly, I'm not entirely sure of the things that we can steal, but I do know that there's things worth stealing on that train. I know there's many things worth stealing. plans that only the Shirans can understand and read. We have resources moving from business to business. A lot of the businesses, specifically Cert, Brewery, Hermoid, they don't exist on Nerd Noir because the way that they structure are just entirely different.
I'll bring it forward to the rest of the crew, but no matter what, we can get you to Veneer. That I can promise.
Appreciate that. If we come up with a solid plan, I'll inform you before, just to re-gauge interest.
To figure out what's on it. That's when we'll want to know.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I'm not going to judge you.
No, I figured you wouldn't, because I know who blew up the ship on Helium.
Yes, I did. Why, you never blown up a half ship before?
Of course I have, but specifically that one is being looked into.
I figured.
Just because it blew up in a public area, nothing else.
I covered my tracks hopefully well enough. And worst comes to worst, what are they going to do? Put me back in prison for another decade?
Put your girl back in prison, for one.
No.
You have more than just yourself.
Trust me when I say I have ways to make sure that my actions don't harm the people around me. I'm surprisingly valuable to Vav. Shockingly.
It's a conversation I'd like to hear over a drink. Or this bread.
Speaking of which, you take the stick, I'll just use my hands, and I start peeling the bread off of the hull. As it's like charred and crispy on one side and soft and fluffy on the other.
Back in the main rec room. What's the party looking like, gang? Are we hip hoppening? Are we 2-3 shots in?
Oh, I was gonna suggest that we've like time skipped to a couple rounds into a why not drinking game.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, perfect. So we're like mid-round. Did Theriac wind up partaking with us, or are they just sort of nearby? Also, is Scrap
is, yeah.
similarly partaking?
Scrap is like very bad at the game, but it does also seem like they're throwing a little bit. Like they understand, they've played video games before, but they do seem to be like, oh, another one of my people died. Guess I have to drink. Oops.
Theriac was so excited, had one tiny little sip, and was like, never mind. That's
an acquired taste.
Yeah, smog wine's not for everyone.
It's very harsh.
Tastes like home.
I'm so sure that in the basement we have like some filtered things.
There's a basement.
oh.
Yeah, it's where I keep all the storage. I just call it the basement.
You have a basement?
It's where I keep the storage. It's where I have spare parts and things that don't work, rusted things. Yeah, it's basement.
Sky, can I tell you a secret?
Yes! Are we at the part of smog wine drinking where you tell me secrets? Yes, please, Ike!
It's just when we first started playing Wynette, I thought you were so neat. And
I think you're neat, Ike!
I know, but well, that's nice, but I thought, I don't know, I thought it was so sweet that you all invited me to play video games, and well, I kind of maybe asked the computer to cheat for you a little.
I kind of figured that out, because whenever I played it when you weren't in the room, I was suddenly super bad at it. And when, I found out, oh my god, Ig, Flare, you two can do the computer
Yes.
thing.
We can. You can. You're the friend who can.
Oh, Ike, that wasn't my secret to tell. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I can also do that. I can like I hear little tunes and from them, and I can understand what they mean, and I can kind of get them to do little things.
Well, how good at it are you? That's very important.
Bad. I'm
to
not.
me for reasons.
I sometimes they help me build certain things, but I'm not like great at it. I can't see. Like I don't, cause I can do it a little bit, and I thought I was normal, and then I spoke to Keelan, and Keelan was like, I didn't do it, and I was like, oh, this isn't normal. But then Sky was like, my friend speaks to robots. I was like, I speak to robots. So
yeah, I did spill your secret like way early on. My bad.
That's okay. It's kind of out of the bag at this point. I just, honestly, I'm excited to meet another person that can. I met another thing that can. Would you like to? Sorry. Hold on.
Yes.
I just.
Verpal like crawls up you, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? What is that? Keep that. Oh, what is that?
Oh, that's okay. This is my friend.
It's got a weird. Its mouth. I feel like it's. Oh god. Has that been on the ship this whole time? Okay. All right. Oh god, it looks dangerous. Is it dangerous?
No, not at all. I mean, it can. You remember when I turned off your
boots? I stopped
boots.
hearing them, and that was what was weird for me. I couldn't hear them anymore.
And now that we're friends, I would never do that to you again.
Thank you.
But he could if I asked him to.
So he can also speak to machines?
Well, like sort of with me. We do it kind of together.
Oh.
A little bit. It's like he can do it a little bit, and then he can also channel into mine, and it's almost like he's an antenna, like a little extender to.
No, that's great. I don't have anything. I don't have any friend like that. That sucks. That's a shame. It seems like you can do all these really cool stuff. I can't do any of these cool things like you can.
Maybe you should just practice more.
But when.
Yeah, you got more years under your belt, right?
A couple.
I don't know.
Certainly.
I don't even know if I don't know how many years I have. I could have loads of years, but I don't even know. So.
No, you look like a little bit young. I think I have a few on.
Okay.
Do you not know your birthday?
Nope. You don't know my birthday? Don't know my age? I don't know what I like or what I dislike. I don't know who my family is. I don't know what my name is. Actually, Flair is because Keelan saw a solar flare and was like, that'll be your name, Flair, and then named Flair. And Keelan is a word in Velkin that means solar. So we're solar flare together.
Dr. Theriac.
Yes,
Can I give you a birthday present now in a different room?
Oh, you
You
got me a.
You're gonna leave me alone after that? I hate that for so many reasons.
Oh, I just thought.
No, it's alright. It's
Go
alright.
ahead.
No, it's fine. I'll go. It's too nice.
No, I want to take more notes on you. Come
sit
back.
aside for a minute. I need to smoke anyway. Gets out and they go into their pocket and they pull out like a little cigarette.
Do you wanna see a spot on the ship? There's a good smoking spot.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. That's sick. I'm just playing my little game. Ike, where are you taking Theriac?
Oh, to their new laboratory area, and
yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Welcome.
It's nice. It's much nicer than
Then a little box. Yes, I am inclined to agree.
Okay, so I have a little confession, actually. Well, it's just that I would have gotten you something, but I found out that it was your blooming day yesterday, and we were on the planet that's only populated by your theme park. And I felt that there was really nothing that I could get you there, because, well, frankly, it would be both redundant and maybe also traumatizing. So I didn't get you anything from the park, but I did just want, and maybe it's very presumptuous to call this a present, but I just wanted to tell you how relieved I am that you're okay, and I am just so deeply glad that you're not leaving the Patchwork like I thought you might. And I will pull Theriac in for a really tight hug.
Theriac reciprocates. Yes, to say that what has happened over the course of the past few weeks has been a bit unexpected is redundant, and I believe Wild Times will now be able to run smoothly according to my principles without me there to oversee it personally. I feel as though that there is much more to learn. And much more to experience alongside you.
Really?
I still have yet to conduct my study on you regarding your ability to communicate with machines.
Well, it's gotten quite advanced since we last talked about it. So,
You enough so to be able to use it in concordance with an organism, which is astounding.
Yeah.
You are astounding.
I'm just a lady.
You are more than just a lady. You are a very good crewmate.
Oh, well, that's good.
And a very good friend.
Dr. Theriac.
I don't know. Do you have a last name? Do you?
Well, I suppose I don't really go by it. But
is that information not for me to know?
Would you like to know?
I always want to know more.
You always want to know more. Or you want to know more about me?
Yes. I enjoy learning, but I also enjoy learning more about you.
Well, alright. There's not really much significance to it because I don't really feel connected to my family, and that's where those names come from.
Mm-hmm.
But Barbrick is what it is.
Barbrick.
That's right.
Well. That is interesting, isn't it?
Well, if you think so.
I feel like I have much more to learn about you. I do also need to confess something.
Okay. I will reach for Theriac's hand.
Theriac's little root hands like tense a little bit, but then like grab. Do you remember the day when I was at Raven Roost? And there was the meeting with all of the executives.
I was so scared. That day, I thought I was gonna walk into that god-awful little globe, and I thought you were gonna be... Yes, I remember that day.
I was the one who, when Lepore was pushed out of the window, I did that.
You said... Well, I don't understand. You said that, the AI of the park went rogue and took everybody out, and I watched you stop it.
That's partially true. The AI did kill the other board members after Lepore. The AI is not fully gone. The AI has built back up, and follows my protocols for wild times.
Why? Specifically, why were the board members killed? Specifically, tell me the truth.
Because I couldn't stand having my park continue to be twisted into what they wanted.
So all the things we saw, the raccoon and the miniature creatures and all those things, you tell me right now that you did it because of that.
That is part of it.
What's the other part?
The other part is that I was continually belittled and not heard, and what I wanted no longer seemed to have impact.
What you wanted, what you told me you wanted, was the conservation and the education of others to pay respects to those creatures and to keep them from dying out. I will pull her hand away from theirs just gently. I think you did the right thing. Why did you lie to me? I heard you. I saw you. Why did you? We need to make sure that AI can't hurt anyone again or hurt Sky again. Sky's got it in her brain.
It won't. I made sure after.
Well, then why? Just tell me why you.
I didn't. I know that what I did was not exactly rational, and I did not want my beliefs and my actions to make you think less of me or to have you believe that I act recklessly. But I have something that I think will make up for it. To everyone.
You're going to tell me, or?
Theorak is going to go over to the large cargo. I couldn't hide this forever, could I?
No, and I was going to ask about the crystal, and is that where it is?
The crystal I have right here.
Oh, okay.
But
the crystal might have somewhere to be placed. I understand that you can communicate with it, but I figured it might be of use if it could communicate to us and to do more than just speak. So, do you want to close your eyes, or?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Thirak is going to punch in the pin as the box opens. And the skeleton, as it were, is on display. Okay. You can open your eyes. And you see a many-limbed, quite large, metallic skeleton with a specific placeholder for the crystal where the head would be.
Oh. Wow.
I attempted to create it purely out of organic elements, but it's a little beyond me. I figured perhaps Sky could assist in this.
I think that's a good idea. And I think Verpal will like skitter down my shoulder and like skitter up the skeleton and like inspect it, like little sniffles and smells. And I'll just, if we just group efforts and less secrets, at least for me, and I go reach her hand back out.
Theriac will take it and like squeezes it a little bit and kind of like leans in on Ike's shoulder. I'm sorry about it all.
I think it'll be okay. I don't like lies. Okay?
Okay.
And as the two of you share that moment, we go up a floor and then up a floor to the roof, where climbing the ladder, busting open the hatch that leads out, there is a single sofa, hard, like nailed and screwed down to the top of the patchwork.
Yeah, well, this is it. The, good smoke spot. So I will...
Well, you got a whole chair here. That's fun.
Yeah, I hang out here sometimes, like, because, sometimes I, too, want to get air and, think about stuff. The couch is yours. Goodbye.
Flag goes and sits down, puts a cigarette in his mouth, and then raises his arm as if to offer you one. You want to join?
Yeah, might as well. I'm already out here, Scrap doesn't like it when I smoke, so you can't tell him.
No. Keelan doesn't like it when I do either.
So did you start smoking after you woke up, or did you, have a craving like you were already a smoker?
Oh, no. I actually originally started smoking because I thought it looked cool. And then I accidentally got addicted, and now I keep smoking. I was right, though. You don't have to stay. You're welcome to go. I just didn't want to... I appreciate the...
No, like, whatever. It's a lot of work going up and down, and you're going to need somebody to, like, open the window for you, so it's whatever. I was just saying you don't look cool when you smoke. You definitely look like somebody that woke up recently and stuck a cigarette in their hand.
Cool. You don't like me very much, do you? I kind of thought there was like a vibe that we had, but I think I might have just misread the situation of lovable rogue into you don't actually like me that much.
I'm gonna take another swig of the smog wine.
That's fine, by the way. I don't mind. You're welcome to not like me.
Shut up! I'm trying to express feelings, and I'm gonna need quiet if I'm gonna do that, okay? When I don't like somebody, I am kinder to them because it means they're going to be closer to me and they're going to feel like they owe me things more. When I do like people, freaks me out. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. A little.
I guess you don't have any baggage, because you don't remember what your baggage is? That's so weird.
I kind of think that's baggage in itself. I tell you what, I have a thing. I kind of wish that I was really, really ill. Because then people would do things for me and it would take the pressure off. I'm constantly stealing shit and having to go from place to place, and Keelan doesn't have us sit in one place for too long, and if I was super ill, he has to keep me in one place and has to do things for me, and it would kind of put everything into perspective. It doesn't matter that I don't know who I am, or was sold, or like sold myself to a dreadful demonic organization. I don't need to worry if I actually helped anyone doing that. It all just kind of, I'd appreciate where I am, because as much as I try to think, I can't really appreciate this. Some baggage for you. You take that.
I mean, I don't think you want to be super ill, because I guess you do appreciate time in the moment a lot more, but that's because you don't know how long the moment's gonna last. And I know that you just woke up and you want to live in the moment, but there's something really scary about just gaining control of your life and not knowing how long it's gonna last.
What about you, Sky? See, so when we first met, I thought you were just like someone who had like parents and a family, but then your friend tried to kill one of my friends, and then we ended up in a firefight together. You threw a grenade at me.
I did.
That was pretty cool.
Thank you. I know.
So what's your deal?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. I know you're trying to ask me about my past, but I don't know if we're there yet, buddy. Everybody on this ship found out without my consent, so...
It's fine. It's way easier for me to talk about shit, because I don't fucking know my shit. As Keelan, we tell our backstories to anyone who will listen, because we don't really have them. We just kind of woke up. I mean, they're trying to kill us, of course, because we got away from them, and we kind of still have like a Heth chip in our head, but also the Heth chip is disabled because it didn't fully complete the thing, and it's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm waiting to get on a planet and someone recognizes me. That's gonna fuck me up real bad.
God, we have so much in common.
Did you end up modifying your board?
Yeah. I had a free night.
Nice. Is it good?
A lot of spare time.
It's
always been good.
Yeah, I know. It's just a really pretty board, and it just seemed like you could get more airtime on it. I'm all about the airtime. I'm all about the flying. I'm about dancing around people. Love that shit. That's like my whole thing. Oh, I love your God, what the Raxolite plan.
Dr. Theriac?
The doctor. Theriac is so smart. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, they're pretty much like the smartest person I've ever met.
They care so much about things, and that is really cool. I like that. And they also are really interested in things that I had to say, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, I'm really jealous of that in them, actually.
What, the fact that they care about stuff?
Yeah,
I mean, you care about stuff.
I actively try not to, though.
But you still do. And that's what's fun.
Deep down, past the defense mechanism so I don't get disappointed.
You can only pack a box so much before the lid doesn't fit. And you've put so much stuff in a box, you keep trying to shove down the fact that you care about things, now it's spilling out everywhere. You can't shut the lid.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of other stuff in my box. I'm trying to sort through. Comic books. I care about comic books. And the people on the ship. I really like coffee. Energy drinks.
Oh, yeah. No, Keelan won't let me have energy drinks anymore.
Oh, I can sneak you some. I'll hook you up, don't worry.
I also really like your little mouse friend. Not
Ike? Yeah. They're sweet. But they're gonna get hurt so bad.
I don't know. Maybe not. They got you there, and they got the big guy, Azam.
Yes, I am on the list of potential people that could hurt Ike.
Oh, there's no one off that list, though.
But Azam, I don't think would ever let that happen. I'm apparently his ward, so.
He does use the word ward a lot. He kept referring to me as Keelan's ward, which I think is weird, because I'm not like a squire. Like a knight.
That's the first time I heard him say it.
I don't know, it's you keep talking about not caring and I'm gonna hurt people and I'm so fucking edgy and I got fucking neon hair and I'm a cool fucking girl. Look, I got a plaster over my nose, and you, I think, care the most out of everyone because you're the only one who fucking cares about that. You care so much about it that you fucking hate yourself for it. That's fucking weird. I'm so drunk. Fuck.
I mean, that's not really why I hate myself, but go off, I guess.
You had to think about it. That's something. Isn't a thing which I've been thinking for ages is that everyone is alone. Everyone. Doesn't matter how much family you think you have, I don't think you actually do, because no one can live in your experiences. So everyone is alone. But I think because of that, we choose people who we can be alone with together. And we all share that. And that's kind of the whole fucking point.
Yeah, you want a little toe dip into my tragic backstory, my guy? Is the last time I was alone, and some people suggested that we could be alone together, and they made me believe that they cared about me, and I started to care about them. It went really bad. Went really, really bad. Not just for me, but for other people. I'm not saying that, you know, the way I act is right, but I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, well. God, this is so strong. I hate this.
We better go back inside soon, or else I will never hear the end of it, no matter what I say.
All right.
If they notice that both of us are gone.
Hey. And raises the small one of the small wine glasses to you, and
good,
takes it himself. To being alone together?
No, I'm not ready for that. I'm good with being alone by myself for a while.
Well, I think you're on the wrong ship for that.
I know.
Drink's the drink.
You go inside. I need a minute.
Of course. Walks and then kind of stumbles a bit down the ladder. And oh, fuck. Okay.
And this guy has a good sit, good think for a while.
As there's a scratching at the door, and then you hear a go on.
The moment I hear the scratching, we finished collecting the bread. Do you want to mess with him?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
Take off your jacket. And Azam takes off his vest and places it to the side.
Okay, absolutely. Let's go. I'm comfortable with the situation I found myself in.
Oh, relax. I pat him on the shoulder. It's probably nothing you haven't done before. And it's the first time to remember anything. And then I guess we wait for the door to open.
The lock, and then the door. And on the other side is Scrap, and he's like, "Wait, whoa! Fucking no! We are getting crazy today. All right."
What are you talking about? I was just feeling a bit warm.
Hey, boys. I'll leave you all. Shh.
Hmm?
I'll leave you all to it. Shh. They all left. I have had like 3. I am fucked. I don't think I'm going to be able to see. I'm really glad we're not leaving today. I would crash this ship. Hey, boys.
Scrap. Oh, shh. I take like one of the baskets of bread and I just hand it to him.
Oh my god. Thank you. I will put this on the table with the rest of the food that I've been devouring this whole time.
Yeah, go.
Thank you very much. You boys, enjoy yourself. Do you want me to lock the door?
We'll be great.
Okay, I won't lock it. All right. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. Now they definitely think that something happened. That is... Okay. I'm gonna put my jacket back on. This was very fun.
That's fine.
Thank you.
I haven't played a prank like that on someone in a long time.
That was fun.
Keelan, where does your name come from?
It is Velkan, which I remember somehow, but it means solar.
What attaches you to the sun?
We just escaped. We were on the escape pod going to a small moon. we ended up on. Saw a solar flare in the distance. Never seen anything like it. Is the Atomless sea just swelled like a tide, pulling in all of the water around it, and then it exploded with color. It felt new. This thing had ended, but look at all the colors that had splayed out in this beautiful death.
Starting over.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
Well, have you let it die first?
I take off one of my boots and pull out a ring. And I think this is the first... If there were a camera, it would zoom in and you would see there's like a little notch on the ring. This was my engagement ring. Can't get rid of it. I don't know if I can ever move on or let things die.
Well, you can try to move on. You can let it die. Or you can try and find a way to rekindle it. Those are really your only two options. You can't carry it around. That's like pressing pause on a movie halfway through. When you stop reading a book, everything just stops. You can keep flicking the pages, but the story doesn't move forward. Can't just wait.
And yet, and I put the ring back in my shoe. We'll have to set you up with a room, right?
Maybe. I'll go back to the Bumblebee. Say goodbye to the Skidders. It depends if we're staying here. It seems like, everything has just been set up for you five. Adding 2 extras would be quite the hassle, I imagine.
How tall is Keelan?
6.5 foot. Big lad.
I look down at Keelan and meet his eyes. I'll convince him.
Well, I appreciate it.
Don't mention it. I'm always willing to help someone find their way to a home, if not the home.
It's got to be pretty hard to do with your life on pause. But I appreciate it.
Maybe I don't need a life. Maybe I can just... I look to the door of the Patchwork. Maybe what I'm supposed to do is help others live their lives.
It's not how someone lives their life. You can't help anyone if you don't help yourself. What's the crash course when a ship is crashing? Got to put your own gas mask on first before anyone else's. If you're helping someone finish a race that you are also trying to race, but then just before the end, you trip yourself up, that other person is going to fall as well. Doesn't matter how much of a dream that they have, doesn't matter how much you want them to cross the finish line, they're just not going to do it.
Keelan, sometimes races just end. Maybe I'm not racing alongside people, maybe I'm already at the finish line. I just haven't had the decency to die yet.
And sometimes people make excuses because it's easier just to say, I tried, rather than getting back on the horse.
I've done more than try.
I'm sure.
We should check upon, Wait, all of them left, so...
Keelan opens the door, and then Scrap has, like, one skewer, like, in his mouth, and is, like, playing Wynet just on his own. Hey! Didn't mean to interrupt the party. I hope both of you finished. You wanna come fucking hang out with the boys?
Scrap, where are the others?
I don't know. They all went off.
I think Ig has curled up in her new room, but she's made a little bit of a little cubby in the corner. And she's got Verpal on one side of her chest with a hand over him, and ID cards from school on the other. She falls asleep a little drunk, tail like wrapped up next to her.
Theriac is kind of perplexed after their and Ig's conversation. They expected to come back and everybody to be like, you know, continuing to engage in the party, but finds like most people have broken off, and hangs out with Scrap.
Hey, Doctor. I know. I know what it was very difficult what happened on Wild Times, but I'm really happy you made it out. You're someone who I like very much. I think you're very smart, and you got a real smart heart as well, and that's cool.
Thank you, Scrap. Truthfully, if you had not sent out that email, I think both Wild Times and I would be in much worse states.
Oh, that's what the ship's for. I built it from broken parts that people discarded, and they said it wouldn't fly.
Are you sure you're not the doctor?
No, you're the doctor. I'm a really good engineer, but I can't fix people. Only people can fix people.
No, but I feel like after my stay aboard, I'm feeling a little patched up.
Well, it's very kind. I'm glad.
I know you are horrendously inebriated right now, but you are wonderfully intuitive and resourceful and quick-witted.
Yeah.
Captain, which all of which are very important if you are to continue to pilot us around this cosmic void.
Why are you coming with us? I would have sworn that we would have... I was telling everyone. I was so worried. Sky was upset. And they were all like, Theriac's leaving. And I was like, that's just what people do sometimes. They just need to move on. But you came back. I didn't think you would.
I am moving on. Moving on to bigger things. And getting off at Dune is probably a higher priority, but I would like to show you all what I have been working on. I think
I think it would be a good thing for Sky, especially.
I hope so. She really likes you a lot. She's been through so much. I know what they put people through. And she didn't break. She came to me. She helped me get off the planet. I was prepping. I had this ship half built. I would never have flown without her. And she loves you very much. She thinks you're great. She's so smart. He gets like welled up a little as he like mentions.
Are you?
No.
I'm sorry. Are you all right?
I just wish I'd been her dad. And then maybe she wouldn't go through all this. Maybe she wouldn't be part of the void. And maybe everything would have been a little better. I have a son, Theriac. You know that?
You have a son?
Hey, he did all this! And then points to his metal arm and all the burns up him. He tried to kill me.
Oh my god. Scrap.
And I wish my boy was a little more like Sky. And maybe I wouldn't.
Scrap. Is
I'm too drunk for this shit. I wish I was a better dad. I wish I could be a better man, Theory. I wish I could be more like you and smart and know how to help. I wish my kid was more like Sky. I wish I was more like Azam as well. I wish I had Ike's kindness. But no, I built the ship and I ran away.
Scrap, I don't think I'm as smart as you think I am. I did some things on a dune right in these past few weeks that I don't think you would consider smart.
Whatever you did, I know you had your reasons to do it. And I think more cowardly people wouldn't have. And I will stand by you, Theriac, because I believe in you and what you want to do. I see how you care about those animals, and you made a whole exhibit for my planet and my home. Really appreciate the things that you do for other people. And other things that can't fight for themselves, you fight for their voice. That's what I think is really cool about you. I think you are smart. I just think you're scared at the minute. Because you went through something really scary. And you went through it alone. And if I can help it, I won't have you be alone again. I'll be right there with you.
What about Azam? I know he's sort of become another guardian in Sky's life.
Yeah, he's a natural born dad. People look up to him and they respect him. But he is too scared. And that's what puts me off about Azam. He's the bravest, but he's also the most scared, which is what makes bravery. I think he is really brave. But he won't talk about it. Or rather, he loves to talk about it, but he won't do anything about it. Because we can help him, and he doesn't want that to happen, because if we help him, then we can fail again. He doesn't want to fail, and if we help, then he can fail. But if he doesn't do anything, he can't.
What if you feel like you're trying to make up to him for something you did?
I don't think Azam can ever accept you doing things for him. Because he doesn't accept himself yet. I think he has a lot more to do, and we have a lot more traveling. He'll wear down. He cares very, very much. He's, again, very scared. And look at this ship. It's all parts. And everyone who's traveling on it is like, I'm growing. I'm being fixed up a little bit. And we're flying as a team. And the team is a little fractured because people get into fights, Theriac. And that happens. And yeah, I understand that you want to make something up to Azam. You want to make Azam feel better. So I don't even know. But I know Azam would forgive you because Azam's also done loads of stuff himself. I think you just got to be honest. Really ridiculously honest. I think that's why Azam respects honesty, because he understands why people do bad things. He's just sad that it happens.
What if I can't make it up to him? What if he's... I just know that what I done recently had broken a lot of the foundation, I think.
Do what I do. Foundations break. You just gotta rebuild other ones. Reinforce them. And you could push the ship out a meter. A whole meter there, added 3 rooms. Do you know how many foundations I had to get rid of? Had to take the roof off. It's fucking difficult and hard work, but then you can make the inside, the things the foundations hold, you can make those so much better. It requires building new ones.
You really love this ship metaphor.
I do. I think I could put something really poignant in here if I had like one less wine.
I think you're perfectly cogent as you are right now.
I think you're perfectly cogent too. Thank you.
I should... Actually, I don't have anything to work on. I guess I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's great. I made you a whole bed as well.
You made a bed? Like a garden bed?
No, I made you a bed. Do you not sleep on a bed like people? Fuck, I thought you slept on a bed.
I could sleep on a bed.
I can get you a plan.
I'm sorry.
I got you a bed.
Just the flower talk earlier has my mind trapped there.
Oh,
Sorry.
I understand. Sorry.
No, it's
okay. I got you just
fine.
a regular bed. Go to sleep. We have a lot of traveling.
Thank you, Scrap. I understand that sometimes wisdom comes from unrestrained mouths.
Yes. Go to bed.
Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
I'm taking some bread.
As you walk out the room, Azam.
I think after Flare comes down and Sky stays up on the roof, eventually, about half an hour later, let's say, Azam makes his way to the roof himself. Ooh, it's accurate up. You weren't.
What the? This isn't an open invitation. Who said you could come up here?
I wanted to light some incense.
On the roof?
Open air would be a good idea. Yeah. It's a very important tradition in my culture. Do you mind the smell of incense? I take out a small earthenware plate and pour some dried leaves and other such things into my hands and rub them together very quick. And suddenly there's smell bursting from every corner as I drop the ashes back into the plate. Fleur and Keelan left, back to the Bumblebee.
I'm glad that we made peace.
We may have to make more peace. Keelan asked a favor. They want to ride.
To where?
Veneer.
It's the drift core distance, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a good time at the party?
I didn't spend much time partying. What'd you lock me in? Exactly?
I was bored.
How'd you talk with Flair go?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about anything. We just, shot the shit, you know?
I lean back and press my weight upon my palms, cross my legs, just staying out in front of me. Is that what we're calling it these days?
We didn't make out, is that what you want to know?
No. I wanted to know if you and Flair are good.
Yeah, we're good. Unless he steals our stuff again.
Hold on, I want to show you something. And I take off that same boot that apparently I'm just taking on and off these days. And I pull out a ring, but it doesn't go all the way around. There's a notch in it. And I hold it up. I was engaged.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I
But I
don't know
thought
much
I'd
about that, though.
Oh, well, when two Ifrit love each other very much, and want to spend a life together, eventually, you get one of these forged, so it can be hammered in when the marriage happens.
You said that Ifrit had, some sort of connection to humans, right? Because humans do the same kind of thing.
Supposedly. I mean, it's old legend. Same with some cultures on Earth have similar legends.
I don't think they're really legends. I think that's I don't know, there was a couple of humans on Saga that did the same thing. Why are you showing me this? Is this a really weird start to the talk?
Which talk?
I might just be traumatized from when Dr. Theriac spent some time with me up here.
Human biology talk. No, not that. Do you know how I knew? I mean, you probably don't, but open-ended question. How I knew that I wanted to share my life with someone.
You felt a spark?
Started off like that, yeah. And eventually, that spark grew. Because we talked and spent time together. And see, there's a couple options. I've been in relationships that work and relationships that don't. And in ones that don't, that spark eventually peters away, and you find yourself thinking differently about them. Sure, the feeling in the middle of your stomach, it doesn't stay there, and nothing comes to replace it. So sometimes you like someone and you find out, oh, I just like them. Or you hate someone, I hate them. Sometimes, though, that feeling in your belly, the forge is in there, goes up. And that's when you know you found someone very special. But you can only figure that out if you talk. But at some point, Sky, you're going to have to start opening yourself up again. You cannot be afraid to care.
So when are you going to take that advice, huh?
I lost the person I love. You haven't gotten the ability to lose yet. Take it one step at a time.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe that's what I'm doing?
Yeah, it did. But I figured why risk it? Plus, I could just make an ass of myself. It's not like I haven't done it before.
I know that the positive memories that you have cause you a lot of pain. And I feel for you there. I really do. I don't have those. So, it's cool you guys want to set me up with the first teenager that we come across, but...
I don't want to set you up. If you're not interested, you're not interested. what I want you to do is to start making good memories of your own. Because yes, mine caused me a lot of pain. It is hard not to look upon what I've lost and not feel my gut wrenched. So much so, I'm afraid of losing it again, and again, and again. But they're still positive memories, and you deserve them.
Guess I'm just asking for a little bit of patience, because the last group of people who said that to me got me to murder 3 people, so I'm uncomfortable with the amount of power that somebody has over you when you care about each other.
Yeah. It's a scary thing. I don't mind giving you a bit of patience. Oh, I was going to give you something too. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a little wax paper wrapped parcel that is just full of the pastries that were under the do not touch sign.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, dude. You want to split it?
Sure. You want to just lay here for a bit?
It's a complicated question to answer. I don't know.
Well, let's just sit here and stare up at the ceiling until we feel like going inside.
Okay. You promise not to come up here without an invitation next time?
Sure. As long as you promise not to lock me in rooms again.
I do. Promise that. Take the pastry.
You know. I know when you're lying. I take one of the pastries and lie down.
You don't always know when I'm lying.
One day I will.
No, you didn't find out I had a last name until the Heths put you in my brain, so...
True. But then again, I'm willing to accept sometimes information comes when it wants to, not when I want it to.
Azumsky, as both of you lie on your back and you look out toward the seemingly endless, colourful, Atomless sea, you watch as a small satellite moves in the distance and then slowly gets bigger as it starts picking up speed, and then like a shooting star flies right past the gateway and careens toward the planet of Adun as this satellite is knocked out of orbit and crashes somewhere off in the distance.
Hi there, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for listening to the Atomless. A quick few thank yous before we shout out all of our cast members. Our music today was provided by Artlist under their fair use license, and our soundscapes were by Michael Gelfi, again, under their fair use license. You should visit both of their Patreons because our show would not be what it is without them. A major thank you to our hosts at the Welcome Inn. If you want to listen to the full unedited version of this episode, please head over to their YouTube, where you can find all of the unedited Atomless and many other beautiful shows that they have on there. We would legitimately not be here without them. Our players today were Momo O'Brien playing Sky, Super Dylan, that's me, playing Ike, Norden Ali, who is Werewolf Feels on socials, who played Assam, Andre Rivera Art, who played the wonderful Garlic Theriac, and Matthew Eckberg, or Captain Krill on socials, who voiced all the Pew-Pews and built this wonderful show. Thank you all so much for listening, and I apologize personally for the delay on this episode. I struggled with it. So I hope you enjoy it. And the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you will be there to fly with us.